Why were WW1 civilian ration books so frustrating and complex? Imagine trying to buy everyday items with a book full of tiny stamps, each one only good for a specific amount of food or goods. That's what life was like during World War I for civilians. Ration books were introduced to make sure everyone got their fair share of scarce resources, but they quickly became a source of confusion and frustration. First, each ration book contained many stamps or coupons, and each one was for a different item like meat, sugar, fats, or canned foods. These stamps only covered a certain amount, so families had to carefully plan their shopping. If they used too many stamps early in the month, they might run out before the next delivery. Managing these stamps was like a puzzle, and many people found it hard to keep track of what they could buy and when. Second, the rules kept changing, which made it even trickier. Different colors or types of stamps were used for different categories of food. Sometimes, the number of stamps issued depended on a person's age or occupation. For example, a factory worker might get more stamps for canned goods than a retired person. This shifting system made it hard for civilians to understand exactly what they could purchase and when. Confusion was common, and frustration grew as people struggled to keep up. Third, getting a ration book wasn't simple. Citizens had to register with local ration boards and sometimes appear before them to prove their identity. These boards checked that people were eligible and issued the books. Losing a ration book meant losing access to essential supplies, so people had to be very careful with them. The process could feel bureaucratic and slow, adding to the stress of wartime life. Finally, the ration books were a constant reminder of shortages. Long lines at stores, limited supplies, and the black market all made everyday shopping stressful. The stamps symbolized the scarcity and hardship everyone faced. People had to accept these restrictions, which could be emotionally tough, especially when they couldn't get the foods they wanted. All these factors combined made civilian ration books during World War I frustrating and complex. They were strict tools meant to distribute resources fairly, but the complicated rules, changing regulations, and constant shortages made managing them a real challenge. Civilians had to learn new systems while dealing with the hardships of war, making everyday life on the home front a balancing act of patience and resilience.